So, guys, here we are, MMA UK News. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about Grapplefest 11. Grapplefest 11, as I mentioned, as I've been mentioning for the last couple of weeks, Saturday, 26th of February. Going to be at the usual place, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, it's going to be Daisy Fresh versus Europe. So, Daisy Fresh is coming over with what can only be described as a team of absolute animals. And they're going to be taking on the best that obviously we've got to offer here in the UK and Europe. So it promises to be a fantastic night of fights, obviously grappling matches. Now, tickets, there is none available, guys. So stop messaging Chris Thompson because he doesn't have any. He's been saying it for the last couple of weeks now. They sold out with 6 weeks to go. So there is no tickets available at all. I don't believe the fighters had any tickets either. I know that some fighters did have a couple left, but they're all gone as well on the last update we got from the fighters. So anybody that's not been on the Grapplefest Facebook page, have a look at that. There has been an update in regards to the streaming of the event. So it's no longer going to be on Flow Grappling. So the Flow Grappling deal came to an end, and now they've stepped up with Fight TV. Now, the Fight TV package, the way it works, it's you've got three options. I believe you've got a monthly option, a yearly option, and there's also a pay-per-view option as well. Now, prices are absolutely brilliant. You have for a yearly subscription on Fight TV, $49.49. So I think that works out now. I don't know. I don't know what it works out. Probably about 40 quid, something like that. The monthly subscription is about $4.99, and the pay-per-view option, $14.99, which works out, I believe, about £10. So fantastic prices there. Obviously, they're not on. It's not on the Fight TV website yet. Okay, so that will hopefully be coming on within the next kind of week or so, or hopefully as soon as possible. So keep an eye out for that. So get yourself on Fight TV, guys. Do not go on Flow Grappling. So my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Ciaran Brohan of T45 Jiu-Jitsu. So that's Team Ryano. He's going to be up against Andy Roberts, BJJ black belt, Jay Butler. Again, this is going to be another fantastic match. I mean, this card is lined with fantastic matches, and the style of these two grapplers is going to be awesome to watch. So, Ciaran's obviously, I've been fortunate enough to see Ciaran in a few different matches. Obviously, we mentioned earlier that he's quite a regular on SGI. He always travels over for the SGI, loves travelling over for the SGI as well. We've obviously seen him on Grapplefest and various other shows as well. So Ciaran, listen, absolute pleasure as always to speak to you, buddy.
Cheers, thanks for having me on. It's always good to be on.
Yeah, listen, you've not
third time coming on.
Third time coming on, and you've not shaved yet. You've
had
that beard.
The beard in protest of the lockdown at this stage. I'd say. No, I have to sort it out. It didn't come out as bad on the poster, but like, look at it now, it's just like this. Yeah, I gotta do something.
Listen, it looks fine. It looks fine.
I'll be clean. Well, I won't be clean shaven, but I'll have it trimmed and I'll have a haircut before Grapplefest. Otherwise, Chris Thompson will never leave me alone. So.
Yeah. Listen, you need to do that, otherwise we'll get kicked off Fight TV. So, yeah. Nah, it looks fine, mate. It looks absolutely fine. I love a good beard. Whether it's a fuzzy beard, a normal beard, it's always good to have a beard. Us jiu-jitsu guys love beards. So yeah, Ciaran, as I said, it's been I think I spoke to you just before SGI. I know obviously we were going to have the Team Ireland, but obviously, unfortunately, that didn't come through. I know there was a couple of pullouts.
Yeah, we won't talk. Don't mention the war. That was the most stressful week of my life. I don't want to talk about it.
So we had that. That was the last time I seen you. Obviously, you were over at the event. Obviously, got to see the event and so on. So, I mean, what about you now then? So, obviously, we're now in the new year, 2022. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be a full year of grappling that we've got ahead. So, what about the training-wise, the gym then? Everything going good with the gym?
Yeah, to be honest, we're busier than ever down in the gym. Got actually, to be honest, there's a room full of killers starting to build down there. It's actually terrifying when there's like young 15-year-old white belts starting to like beat me up, and I'm kind of like, what the hell am I? Why am I training these guys to kill me? Like, so there's a few guys that I'm just like, give them another 3 years and let them put on a bit of muscle, and they're just going to be throwing me around the room.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of terrifying. But no, there's like we always had a good team.
yeah.
But like you can kind of see, you know, I suppose we were a younger team, so we're going like nearly 4 years. So you can
Mhm.
kind of see the age starting to develop, where there's like, you know, a couple of colors starting to like more than a couple of colors. Like we had one or two blues and one purple, whereas
Yeah.
now there's a few purples, like loads of blues. Then no brown belts yet. You know, waiting a while for that, I'd
It's
say.
coming. It's
But
coming though. It's coming.
um, but no, like we train hard. Like we do a lot of you know, I'm quite well versed in like training with people who wouldn't necessarily be as technically good as me. So like
Yeah.
the way like we do an awful lot of like position rounds where, you know, I kind of think if you put a white belt who knows what they're doing on a black belt back, they should be able to tap the black belt. So like we do an awful lot of positionals where it's like I'm in terrible positions starting off, so kind of
Yeah.
negates the fact that I'm better at jiu-jitsu by
Yeah.
just the fact that they're starting on my back with two hooks and a seatbelt, and all of a sudden I'm getting choked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, we're train's good, really good, and yeah, putting starting to really ramp up now the last week or so. So you know, there's 4 weeks left to Grapplefest, so kind of give 6 weeks of kind of I don't like calling it a camp because it's not MMA, but yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of trying to give myself 6 weeks to focus on each fight I take this year or each competition I do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's important though. I mean, obviously the preparation, as you know, whether it's an MMA fight, a grappling match, or whatever. So, especially at your level, black belt level, I mean, it's very important because obviously you know yourself in your younger days when you were blue belts, even white, blue, purple. I mean, a lot of the times you would just rock up to places and. You would have a gi in your bag, and especially at submission onlys, you would have either your no gi or your gi, and they'd be like, "Have you got stuff with you? Yeah. Do you want to fight now?" And you're like, "Yeah, no problem." No training camp at all. But obviously, as you go on further into like brown belt, black belt, it's important, or I believe it's important to have some kind of camp.
Yeah, it's just it's even just the mental side of it. Like I find it very like I don't know. It's like I almost need to give myself not even like preparing for a specific opponent or specific style, but I just need to focus on one match like mentally for
Yeah,
a few weeks because I feel like I'm like if I can focus on it, I perform better than if I, you know, I just rock up. It's kind of it's grand, but you know, it's better. I just find it easier in my brain to kind of process or something.
yeah. We noticed that. I mean, we talked about SGI. Ellis Younger was there, and suddenly he was in Team Wales,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, that went round and we're like, why is Ellis Younger in Team Wales? And I know we had a kind of laugh on the UK Underground where they were talking about Welsh black belts. And I said, well,
Yeah.
you better put Ellis Younger in that as well
It's
because
what's
he's
that
a
bit?
black belt.
Is it the grandmother rule or whatever that if your grandmother was born in the country or something? So
I don't know if a member of his family maybe took a drive through Wales at
yeah,
some point on the way somewhere else. But yeah, listen, Ellis Younger. And again, that was him just rocking up and just jumping on the mats. So again, no preparation at all, which is madness considering some of the people that he was up against that night. So some crazy, crazy grapplers that were up. Owen Livesey, obviously Ben Bennett. Who else do we have? Matty Holmes, Stevie Ray, Jack Brown, and
yeah,
then Ellis just strolls on the mat and gets on with it.
yeah. I don't even think he had a rashi. I think he was competing in the T-shirt they gave him.
Yes. So it was awesome to see. Awesome to see. And then we've got obviously a question coming in. This is a serious question because we know we're going to get some James Coggs questions at some point. But Katie Hunter, MMA UK's Katie Hunter, will you be tuning in to watch Team Rhino's Nadine Bissett and the IMAF finals tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. Like, to be honest, the lads in Team Ryano HQ are absolutely savages. But the
Yes.
Biscuits, they were actually on Irish Fittest Family last year. So they're like, there's, I think there's Jamie, and I can't remember their other sister's name. So Jamie is he's he just got his purple. Nadine's still a blue, I think, but they're absolute monsters. Like in terms
Yeah.
of they all train. Their dad trains. The two of them train, and I don't know if their sisters still train, but they all do jiu-jitsu, and they're
Yeah.
all like monsters. But yeah, Nadine should absolutely, hopefully, smash it tomorrow. Now I'll definitely try catch it. I've been watching, like, I shouldn't be saying this now. I'm half watching on one of my screens when I'm supposed to be working, but you know.
No, definitely. Listen, good luck to Nadine tomorrow. So obviously, definitely good luck. Katie Hunter, obviously being MMA UK News. Katie's like the MMA specialist that we have. So she does all the MMA interviews, and obviously I stick to the jiu-jitsu. Peter Knox that runs, or Peter Knox, one of the owners of MMA UK, always has a laughing joke with me, like, Stuart, stick to jiu-jitsu. Don't talk about MMA at all. so I try my best. I stay away from MMA. And then, so obviously Katie Hunter again, just saying, look, good luck to Nadine tomorrow. As I'm sure she'll do fantastic. And obviously bring back the W for you guys. So, and then obviously Grapplefest 11. So obviously you've been on before, you know the kind of atmosphere and stuff like that. But how did you find out then this time that you were going to be on?
Well, I kind of like was chatting away to Chris, and I think I can't remember. I think Jay messaged me last year, saying like if I wanted to have a match on Grapplefest to run it by Chris and see would Chris be interested. So I said it to Chris before Grapplefest was announced. I kind of just said like, look, I think it was actually the last Grapplefest happened, and I think I said it after that. I was kind of just like, look, if there's anything going in the next one, myself and Jay Butler would like to have a match with each other. And I think Chris just said like, yep, that's a fairly solid matchup. Like before, we basically did the matchmaking work for him, so he was he probably was thanking us there. So as soon as we said that, he was just like, yeah, cool. And then it just got confirmed. So it's one of those ones, like, I was kind of, until the poster went up, I think my brain was like, is it actually going to happen? Because I was kind of like a little bit unsure. But then the poster came true. So then that means it's definitely happening.
Yes. And that's the two of you, both of you are fantastic grapplers. As I said, obviously I've been fortunate to see you in person grappling. So, and then obviously Jay, we managed to see Jay on obviously previous Grapplefest and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between the two of you.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those kind of stylistic, like, could go. Don't really know how it's going to pan out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Have to watch on the night to find out. I don't know I don't know. I could do it. To be honest, the way I've been training at the moment, I'm just pulling mad stuff out of my hat. So to be honest, I'm not really. Yeah. Flying. There's a lot of flying shit going down in the gym at the moment. So.
Have you been doing any James Cog deep half guard stuff?
Absolutely not. I played deep half once when James taught it in my gym, and I have never touched it ever since.
Yeah.
So that's about as much as deep half as I've ever done.
As soon as he left, you should have said to your guys, right, guys, see everything that James just showed you, just forget it. Just completely forget it.
He did actually, to be fair, he did teach decent stuff, but I showed him that you can just get out of deep half by standing up. There's a video of Keenan doing it, and it's the most ridiculous thing, but it works. And he was very not impressed by that.
Yeah. Now listen, what's for James? As I said, he's won a lot of medals using that deep half guard stuff. So and he'll continue doing it. As I said, everybody's one of them things where everybody knows again he's going to do it, but again, nobody stands up, Ciaran.
Yeah, simple. I solved it. Like,
yes. And then what about you? I mean, this year then is going to be. We said obviously this is going to be our first full year, hopefully, of grappling events and stuff like that. Now, I know that you always like to keep busy at different grappling events. You're all over the place grappling. So, what you planning on this year? What's your kind of goals for this year then?
To be honest with you, I haven't really settled into too much of a plan. Normally, I sit down at the start of the year and kind of make a plan, but I think everything's been so up in the air. I'm kind of not really making massive plans. I think my focus will be on more sub only, maybe ADCC trials, and if not, I'm going to do a match on a SGI 9 or 10, whichever the one that's coming up in May is. So I've been talking to James about a match on that as well. So I think it's, to be honest, I'm going to maybe just pretty much focus on more Nogi. And yeah, just any sub only matches that come my way, like another Grapplefest if this one goes well, and yeah, just basically any sub only no-gi matches coming. ADCC, if I don't get the trials this time around, I'm gonna definitely hit the following ADCC trials hard. I think
Yeah.
it's just been such a nightmare trying to get like solid training in and trying to like focus on like getting, it's hard to focus when you're like not sure if you're allowed to train every given week. So um yeah, we'll see what happens. And if the IBJJF Nogi Euros goes ahead, I'm gonna hit that as well. So because
Yeah.
I've 1 year left in adult, so I'm like trying to get adult black belt done so I can just check that off before if I decide to go up to masters.
Definitely. So it's going to be hopefully a busy year for you. As you
Yeah,
always
yeah,
love watching you. I mean, obviously we've got you on Facebook, so I always see whenever someone's coming up, you always put up like fight posters and stuff like that. So I always love watching and following you and seeing what you're going to do next. Because you seem to be, like I said, whenever you could be in a comp in Ireland, you could be in a comp in Scotland, England, wherever. You're just ready to go at any moment.
yeah. No, I think that's something I've taken away, and since I was, to be honest, since I was a blue belt, I kind of slowed down a little bit. I think it's just I'm getting old, but I was competing like every second week for like blue and purple belt as just as much as possible.
Yeah.
Like it's the best way to get good, really. It's just keep doing it until you're not shit at it anymore.
Very true. Very true. And then obviously we know it's going to be on Fight TV this time, so obviously it's going to be good for the fans, good for spectators and stuff like that, because we know obviously the pricing and stuff like that. Pricing is fantastic for Fight TV, and there's a lot of great stuff on Fight TV. I mean, I don't know if you've been on Fight TV, Ciaran, but you've got the pillow fighting world championships. You've got
Okay.
wrestling, you've got boxing, but these are the things. I mean, see when I looked at it, because I looked at it, went pillow fighting world championships. Like, what is that? And yeah, mate, it's actually people
It's actually
fighting.
what it says on the tin. That's what it is.
Yeah. I could
Fair
not
enough.
believe it. I absolutely could not believe it, and I just, I was having a read through it, and there's money, there's prize money involved in this as well, Kieran.
There's probably more money in that than jiu-jitsu. Like the
So
amount of stupid sports, like there's more money in dodgeball than there is jiu-jitsu.
yeah,
Like,
but yeah, listen, pillow fighting, guys. If anybody wants to do pillow fighting, get in that, because there's a lot of money involved in that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of really good stuff, and I mean, $50 for a year's subscription. Yeah, listen, it's going to be brilliant, and it's going to be good. Obviously, having Grapplefest on Fight TV as well. Fight TV, I believe I was hearing they are I believe the parent company of or they're linked with Triller, which is as we know, the Jake Paul fights that are on Triller. So it's massive. It's going to go out there in front of a lot of people, possibly more people than went out to Flow Grappling. So obviously, the exposure for obviously you guys is going to be awesome.
yeah, yeah.
That's what you want. You want to be out there in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah.
So you don't sound too happy about it, Ciaran.
I'm more of I prefer to fade into the background most of the time, to be honest.
And then, what about you then? Final thing for you. So obviously, it's again we've been here a few times before, but yeah, anybody you want to shout out to? So friends, family members, teammates, sponsors, anything like that.
Yeah, well, just the usual sponsors. So Scrabble, Improved Grappling, and yeah, pretty much it. Scramble and Improved Grappling. Trying to work on a nutrition sponsor. So if any protein place wants to sponsor me, hit me up. Um, Otherwise, yeah, just my team, just all of the guys in T45, like they train hard every day. So I can't do what I do if they don't show up to training.
Yeah,
And just thanks to the rest of the Team Ryano gang, like we're trying to kind of really start to train together as a wider affiliation now that lockdowns are starting to end. So we've done like one training session so far with
yeah,
like multiple affiliates, and just we got like I think we had like 4 or 5 black belts on the mats, which was pretty mental.
yeah.
Like there's a load of black belts up in HQ, and then there's a couple dotted around the country. So it's like if we can get all of them and the brown belts and the purple belts to just get together and kill each other for a weekend, it will make us all better.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's it. Just yeah, shout out to the usual crew, really.
Yeah, listen, everybody knows who they are. So there we go, guys. We're going to have Grapplefest 11 Saturday, 26th of February, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Daisy Fresh versus Europe. So again, a lot of fantastic matches from the prelim, the very first fight on the prelim, right through to the main event. Absolutely awesome matches. Now, tickets, as I said, I keep saying this, they are sold out, so you will not get tickets to turn up to the event. Do not turn up on a night expecting to get in, because you will not get in without a ticket. And anybody want to watch it on a live stream, it's going to be on Fight TV. So have a look at Fight TV website. It's fighttv.com. And you'll be able to see, obviously, their pricing plans. And obviously, you can look in and find out which price plan is going to be the best for you. And then, obviously, once they announce the event goes on their schedule, and then you can go in, and if it's pay-per-view that you're doing, you can hand pick the actual event, and then pay for it that way. So yeah, Ciaran, always a pleasure to chat with you, buddy. So now that this lockdown's over, hopefully it's finished. I need to come across and visit you guys. You're just an hour away on a plane, so
Yeah, anytime, man.
yeah, listen, I'll definitely need to jump over. I won't show you any half guard stuff, a deep half guard. I'll leave that
Thank God for that.
to your good friend, Mr. Cogs. But yeah, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you at Grapplefest. Always love seeing you, always love watching you. So it's going to be an absolute joy to see you again on the 26th of February, buddy.
Cheers. Thank you, man.
All right. But listen, thank you again, and you enjoy the rest of your night. All right.
You too. Take it easy.
Take it easy, buddy.